Dear students, we are continuing in the interphalangeal joint introduction. So, so the pattern of increasing flexion extension range of movement from radial to ulnar side, which is also similarly we have seen in the CMC joint. It is same way we are seeing in the we see in the carpometacarpal joint, we saw in the metacarpophalangeal joint, and we also saw in the now we are seeing it is in the PIP joint, and to a lesser degree in the DAP joint. So CMC, the MCP joint and the PAP joints are showing the similar increase in flexion range from radial to ulnar side, that is from lateral to medial side. So this is very essential for gripping. So this helps to so you understand when the range of motion is more ulnarly means that the grip becomes tighter towards anything if you are holding. When you hold it in the above portion, the index finger and thumb, try to think that you are holding a pipe. So the normally what happens is the thumb will be opposing with the index finger normally, and what will happen there, the object you can hold will be larger in size, and downward you can the grip will increase from each finger, and when it reaches the little finger, the object size should decrease. So when you have such kind of tools or anything, normally these tools are made according to the shape of the our hand, and this hand function is possible because of the range of motion increasing in each CMC, MCP and PAP joint from lateral to ulnar side, that is radial to ulnar side. The flexion range is increasing. Don't ever forget this. This is a very essential functional biomechanics of the hand. The additional range of motion allocated to more ulnarly located results in the angulation of the fingers towards the scaphoid. So this angulation, when you try to put your take your say look at your right palm and then try to flex all the fingers and touch your palm. So you can see that here the index finger is placed more upward. The nails, you can see the nails are placed upward, and towards the little finger the nails are coming toward downward. So there is a slanting line. So this line, the biomechanists believe that the fingers are facing towards the scaphoid bone, and this facilitates the opposition movement with the fingers. So this facilitates the opposition movement with the fingers, and this position, which is otherwise called as starburst position, is very this position is called as starburst position, which is all the fingers are facing towards the scaphoid bone, and it facilitates the opposition of all the fingers to with the thumb. The greater available range ulnarly also produces a grip that is tighter and has get greater closure. So more closure, more bring the closure. The more the closure, the more bigger the or the stronger that grip is, tighter the grip is on the ulnar side of the hand. So what is the benefit? Many objects which we hold, if that object shape is exactly same. So in market, wherever you buy anything, like whatever you use, you buy a knife, you buy a hammer, you buy any tool, cutting tool, anything which has to be used by our hand. Normally, this shape will be should be there. If this shape is there, then the grip is going to be tighter, and the closure is going to be greater. So many objects are constructed so that the shape is narrower at the ring and the small fingers and widens towards the middle and index fingers to fit the range of motion pattern. So that is a biomechanical aspect in this. Okay, thank you. So we'll finish here, and next class we'll start the we'll go through the extrinsic muscles of the fingers, how there are what are the orientation. So next class, so study this and submit your assignments. Thank you.